Hello boys, how are you all today? So today I'm just going to go through question 8 and question 9 that you had for homework yesterday. Hopefully there was very few problems with it, but I'll just run through them quickly just in case. And then I'm going to give you a few more questions to do just for revision, but we have finished this chapter. Okay, so question 8 there, we're told that A is -1 -6 and B is 3 -2. 2 points. C is the midpoint through AB. So C is midpoint of AB. K is the line through C. So K contains point C and K is perpendicular to AB. So the first part of that question we're asked to find C. Okay. So we know A, we know B, and we know that C is the midpoint of AB. So the first thing we're going to do there is we're going to find the midpoint of AB. So again, the formula is in the log table, so you don't have to learn it off, you just have to know how and when to use it. So the midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 all over 2, comma y1 plus y2 all over 2. So that is our formula. So subbing into the formula then, I'm going to label my points. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So my midpoint then is equal to x1, what did I label x1? It's -1. Plus x2, what did I label x2? It's 3. All over 2, comma y1, what did I label y1? It's -6. Plus y2, what did I label y2? It's -2. All over 2. So our midpoint then is -1 plus 3 is 2 over 2. -6 minus 2 is -8 all over 2. And so our midpoint there, our C, is 2 divided by 2 is 1. And -8 divided by 2 is -4. So there is our point C. It's 1 -4, sorry. 1 -4 there. So part 2 then, we are asked to plot the points A, B and C on graph paper. So we plot them so we have our x and our y coordinates drawn out there, so our scale is the same all the way around. So point A then was -1, 6, so we go to -1 on the x-axis and down to -6. So it's there, it's A. And B was 3, 2, so we go over to 3 on the x-axis and -2 on the y-axis. It's 3 -2, that's B. And C then we found out was 1 -4. So that's point C there. So there we go. Hopefully you can all see that. So I've plotted all my points there. Okay. So then part 3. Asks us to find the slope of AB. So again, the slope formula is in the log tables. So the slope m is equal to y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So our slope then is equal to x2, so we've labelled it before, so our y2 was minus 2, and minus y1, which is minus 6, minus by minus is going to be a plus 6, all over x2, what did I label x2 is 3, minus what did I label y1, it's minus 1, so minus by minus is going from plus, and it's 1. So that gives us minus 2 plus 6 is 4, over 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 divided by 4 is 1, so the slope there is equal to 1. So m is equal to 1 there. Okay. Part 4 then. Ivy asks us, using your answers to part 1 and 3, find the equation of k. So we're trying to find the equation of k. So again, our formula for the equation of the line is y minus y1 is equal to m by x minus x1. So we're trying to find the equation of k. So we need a point and a slope. So the point that we have is 1 minus 4. And the slope then, so we know that k is perpendicular to AB, and we know that the slope of AB is 1. So again, to find the slope of a line perpendicular, we change the sign, so it's positive, so we go negative, and it's 1, so we turn it upside down. So it's 1 over 1, which is 1 over 1, so it's minus 1. And then we're subbing into the equation. Okay. So y minus y1 is plus 4, minus by minus is plus, is equal to our slope, which is minus 1, by x minus x1 is 1. So multiplying that minus 1, so y plus 4 is equal to minus x, minus by minus is plus, 1 by 1 is 1. So I'm going to add an x to both sides then, because I want everything over on the left hand side when I find the equation of a line. So it's x plus y plus 4 is equal to 1. So then I need to get rid of that 1. So I take away 1 from both sides. And my answer here is x plus y plus 4 minus 1 is 3 is equal to 1 minus 1 is 0. So that's my k. Hopefully we all got that. Part 5 then asks us to verify that the point minus 4, 1 lies on k. So point D is minus 4, 1, and we're asked does it lie on k. X plus y plus 3 is equal to 0. So we have our x and our y. So instead of x now I'm putting in my minus 4 plus my y, so instead of y I'm putting in 1 plus 3 is equal to 0. Minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3 plus 3 is equal to 0. 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, D is on line K. Okay. So part 6. Show the line K on your graph. So now I know 2 points on my line K. I have line point C, sorry, and now I have point D. So if I go back to my graph and I plot point D, so my D was -4, 1. Here's my D, and I know C goes through line K as well. And then K. Okay. So I already had my point C that I know goes through line K, and now they gave me the point D, which I just verified is on line K. Okay. So VII then find the length of AB and the length of CD. So we know our formula there is x2 minus x1 and it's squared plus y2 minus y1, and that's also squared. It's all over the square root. So we're going to find the length of AB. So that's equal to the square root of x2. We already labelled these earlier, so x2 was 3 minus x1, which is -1, so minus by minus is a plus 1, and it's to be squared, plus y2. What did I label y2? It was -2, minus my y1, which is -6, so minus by minus comes a plus 6, and it's all squared. AB then is equal to 3 plus 1 is 4, 2 squared plus -2 plus 6 is 4 to be squared. 4 squared is 16, so AB then is equal to 16 plus 16. AB is equal to the square root of 32. So again, you might need to pause the video there to go back on some of that, okay? So then we were also asked to find the length of CD. So we know that the point C was 1 minus 4 and D was -4, 1. So again, we haven't labelled these previously, so I label them now. x1, y1, x2, y2. This is equal to the square root then of x2 is -4. Minus x1 is 1 to be squared, plus y2, which is 1, minus y1, or x. Yep, so 1 minus is plus 4 to be squared. So CD is equal to the square root then of -4 minus 1 is -5 to be squared, plus 1 plus 4 is 5 to be squared. CD then is equal to the square root. 5 squared is 25 plus 25. So CD then is equal to the square root of 50. So if you need to go back through any of that, make sure you just pause the video there, okay? We've done that loads, okay, finding the length of a line, or the distance between 2 points. And part 8 then Asked us to find the area of the triangle ABD. Okay, so find the area of the triangle ABD. So we're doing start, and we're told that the point A is -1, -6, and B is 3, -2, and D is -4, 1, and we're asked to find the area of triangle. So I'm going to make this one 0, 0. Because remember, we have to have one of them to be 0, 0. So I've added 1 there. So -1 plus 1 is 0, and -6 plus 6 is equal to 0. So I have to do the same to the other. So I'm going to add 1, and I'm going to add 6. So 3 plus 1 is 4, and -2 plus 6 is 4. And then I do the same to the last one. So add 1, add 6. -4 plus 1 is -3. And 1 plus 6 is 7. So again, I'm going to write my formula. So the area of a triangle is equal to half of x1, y2 minus x2, y1. I'm going to label my points x1, y1, x2, y2, and I'm going to sub into my formula. So the area then is equal to a half by x1. What did I label x1? It's 4. By y2, what did I label y2? It's 7. Minus x2, what did I label x2? It's -3. By y1, what did I label y1? It's 4. So I have to tidy up what's inside those modulus signs. So AR is equal to half of 4 multiplied by 7 is 28. Minus by plus is a minus. 4 3s are 12. So the area then is half of 28. Minus by minus is a plus. So area then is equal to half of 28 plus 12 is 40. And half of 40 then is 20 units squared. And that is our final answer. There we go. So lads, if you have any questions on that, please ask. So that's question 8. Hopefully that was okay, and I'll just quickly run through question 9 then as well, okay? So question 9. So we're told there that W is the point 0 minus 2, and X is the point 10, 2. You're also told that Y is the midpoint of WX. We're told that L contains the point Y. and that L is perpendicular to WX. Okay, so they're all the key pieces of information from that question. Okay, so that's why I'm just writing them out there for myself. And part I then asked me to find Y. So I know Y is the midpoint of WX. So the midpoint is equal to x1 plus x2 all over 2, y1 plus y2 all over 2. So we're just filling into the equation. So the midpoint then is equal to x1, so again we label our points, so x1 is 0, plus x2 which is 10 all over 2, comma y1 which is minus 2, plus y2 which is 2 all over 2. So our midpoint then is 0 plus 10 is 10 over 2, and minus 2 plus 0 is 0 over 2. So our midpoint then, or our y, is 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 0 divided by 2 is 0. So that's our point y there. It's 5, 0. So part 2 then asks us to plot the point W, Y and X. So I've just drawn out my axis there, my X and my Y. So now I'm going to plot the points. So my W is 0, minus 2. My W. My X then is 10, 2. And Y then is 5, 0. So that's part 2 done. So then part 3, we were asked to find the slope of WX. So the slope formula is m is equal to y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. So our slope then, our y2, what did we label y2 above? It was 2 minus y1, which is minus 2, minus by minus become a plus. x2 is 10 minus x1, which is 0, which 2 plus 2 is 4 over 10 take away 0 is 10, which is 2 over 5. So our slope there is 2 over 5. There's our slope. And part 4 then asks us to find the equation of L. Yep. So we know then the slope is equal to, so it was a plus 2 over 5, so it's going to become a minus, and it's going to become 5 over 2 because we flip it, and it contains the point y, which is 5, 0. I'm going to label those x1, y1. So we have the slope and the point, and our formula then is y minus y1 is equal to m by x minus x1. So filling into that formula. So y then minus y1, what did I label y1? It was 0, is equal to minus 5 over 2 by x minus, what's my x1? It's 5. So I'm going to multiply across by 2 then to get rid of that fraction. So I'm multiplying across 2 because it's on the bottom of the fraction. So it's going to be 2 by y minus 0 is equal to 2 by minus 5 over 2 by x minus 5. So my 2 by y is 2y. Minus then 2 by 0 is 0, so it goes to nothing, is equal to, these 2's are going to cancel, so I'm going to be left with minus 5 by x minus 5. Multiply out my bracket then, 2y is equal to minus 5 by x is minus 5x. Minus by minus is going to become a plus, and 5 5's are 25. Okay, so we got everything over to the right hand side then. Or left hand side, sorry, so I'm going to add my 5x to both sides. 5x plus 2y is equal to 5x minus 5x plus 5x is 0, 25. So we're nearly there, we just have that 25, so I'm going to take that off both sides. We're going to have 5x plus 2y minus 25 is equal to 25. Take away 25 is 0, and that's the line L. And that was IV. So part 5 then asks us to verify that Z, which is 3, 5, lies on L. So we're told 3, 5, which is Z, lies on L. So L is 5x plus 2y minus 25 is equal to 0. So we have our x and our y. So 5x, so 5 by what's my x is 3, plus 2 by my y, what's my y? It's 5, minus 25 is equal to 0. 5 3's is 15, plus 2 5's is 10, minus 25 is equal to 0. 15 plus 10 is 25, minus 25 is 0, so 0 is equal to 0, therefore Z is on line L. And part 6 asks us to show the line L on your graph. So I know that L contains, going back here to my graph, I know that L contains the point y, which we have plotted, and it also contains z. We've just verified that, so z is 3, 5. So if I plot my 3, 5, and that is point Z. And to draw the line L then, so we know L goes through Z and Y. So that there is my line L. So it goes through my 2 points. So part 6 then, or 7, sorry, asks us to find the length of WX and the length of YZ. So again, we're using a distance formula. Up here. So this is V, and we know that the distance between 2 points is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 to be squared plus y2 minus y1 to be squared. So again, that's on page 18 in your log tables as well, so you don't need to know it off by heart. And we're trying to find wx. So we've labelled these points from before. So my x2 is 10 minus my x1 is 0 to be squared plus my y2 is 2. Minus by minus is going plus because my y1 is minus 2 to be squared. So tidy that up then. 10 minus 0 is 10 to be squared, plus 2 is 4 to be squared. So wx then is equal to 10 squared is 100 plus 4 squared is 16. So wx then is equal to the square root of 116. And then we're also asked to find the length of YZ. So we know that Y is 5, 0 and Z is 3, 5. So if I just label those points there, x1, y1, x2, y2. So x2 then, what I label x2 is 3 minus x1, what do we label x1? It was 5 to be squared, plus y2, what do we label y2? It's 5, minus y1, what do we label y1? It's 0, and that's also squared. So yz then is equal to the square root of 3, take away 5 is minus 2, to be squared, plus 5 minus 0 is 5 to be squared. Yz is equal to minus 2 squared is 4 plus 5 squared is 25. 25 plus 4 then is equal to square root of 29. And then last part, we're asked to find the area of the triangle WXZ. So we know W is 0 minus 2, X is 10, 2, and Z is 3, 5. So we're asked to find the area of the triangle, so we have to make one of those points 0, 0. So I'm just going to make the first one here 0, 0. And to go from 0 to 0, I don't have to add anything. And to go from minus 2 to 0, I have to add 2. So minus 2 plus 2 is 0. So I do the same to the other 2 points. So 10 plus 0 is 10. And 2 plus 2 is 4. And 3 plus 0 is 3. And 5 plus 2 is 7. So now our formula, again, it's in the log tables, so we don't have to learn it off. We just have to know how and when to use it. So the area is equal to x1, y2 minus x2, y1. So I'm going to label my points x1, y1, x2, y2. So area then is equal to a half my x1, what did I label x1? It's 10. By my y2, what did I label y2? It's 7, minus x2, what did I label x2? It's 3. By y1, what did I label y1? It's 4. Area then is equal to half. By 10 by 7 is 70. Minus 3 fours are 12. Area then is equal to half of 70 minus 12 is 58. So then our area is equal to half of 58, which is 29 units squared, because we don't know what the units are. Okay, so hopefully lads we've gotten the hang of those kind of questions. Okay, I don't think they're too difficult. If you've any questions or you're stuck on anything, or if there's anything there that was done that you do not understand and you have a question, please ask. Okay, lads, you have to be asking questions if you don't know something. Okay, so what I want you to do then today is what I'm going to get you to do on page 570. So page 570, exam questions. One and 2. Okay, so that's what I want you to do today. Okay, so they are past exam questions. Okay, so they came up on the 2016 paper. So page 570, question 1 and 2. So lads, it's really important you do those questions to make sure that you can read and understand and then complete an exam question. Okay, so get going on those, and we will see you back in school then on Tuesday. Okay, so some people have a lot of catching up to do. Alright, see you then boys, see you Tuesday.